You know what they say about this podcast, Colby?
No, Barry, what's that?
That you only need half a brain to enjoy it. And then you'll be king. What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the last week of Christmas.
Bling, 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 bling.
Wait,
Bling,
hold
bling,
on.
bling, bling.
I mean, we do have one final Sunday for December, but we're going to reserve that one for a special episode, a New Year's episode.
Heck yeah.
But today, yeah, we're going to be doing our last movie for Christmas. It's a doozy for you guys because it is a Nicolas Cage production.
Yeah.
Not production, but it is. And it's not Family Man. I know a lot of you are thinking it's the Family Man, but we've already covered that movie.
Right. It is a different Nicolas Cage Christmas movie.
Someone's like, which one? But here is our first segment for you guys, where we do a little jingle for you guys. It's like a little trailer. So, one brother good, but he has tendencies to do bad. Two brothers on parole, but one brother ain't glad. Two brothers trick one brother into crime, so they flee to avoid doing time until they stumble upon a town that looks awfully nice, and then they get trapped in paradise.
Oh.
Today we're going to be talking about the
that
night.
one was good.
Yeah.
That was...
It was very... I channeled my 7 Chinese brothers. Do you remember that book from a long time ago? That book was super racist. Thinking about it now, like I don't know who drew that. I feel like a white guy drew that. No, but today we're going to be talking about the 1994 film Trapped in Paradise, starring Nicolas Cage,
Jon Lovitz.
Why did I say Don Lovitz? And
Dana Carvey.
Dana Carvey. I was like, I had the names in my head.
Right. And this would have come out about the time that they were like the height of like popularity, Dana Carvey and Jon Lovitz.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I remember Jon Lovitz did that one parody movie of this Samuel Jackson film where he was like a substitute teacher or something.
Oh, yeah.
What was her name? Asia Carrera? No, that's a porn star. That's a porn. Tia Carrera, right? Yeah. Filipino, by the way. You know, shout out to doing it for the Filipinos for as long as she did. You know, she was a hottie back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, she was.
Oh, gosh, I know. Just a lot of people were like, "I wish she would do porn." I think she showed her boobs enough, though. You know, I feel like she did. I remember her from the movie with Kevin Sorbo.
Oh yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cole the Conqueror or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And obviously the Wayne's World movies, and
right?
Little show. What's it called? Showdown in Little Tokyo. Classic. But yeah. The real, I know this is supposed to be like a Christmas movie, but the real nightmare is having Jon Lovitz as your brother.
You never meet the dad.
Yeah.
And all three of them must have different dads because these three people are so different.
I mean, I can make the case that maybe Nicolas Cage and Dana Carvey could be brothers, like from the same dad, but not Jon Lovitz.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I remember like growing up and like what's it called, having like illegal cable and watching The Critic on Comedy Central.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah,
that was Jon Lovitz did The Critic for a long time.
And it's only a year.
Was it only a year?
But they run it. Back then when like Comedy Central was still starting out, they ran it so much, and
it seemed like it was on way longer than a year.
But I gotta say though, probably one of the most on point like depictions of the voice actor in the
Yes. Yeah. They looked at him and they were like, that's what we're drawing. He already kind of looks like a cartoon character.
Jon Lovitz, he's funny, but he plays all these like really creepy like kind of characters so much that like now it's like almost embodied him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If he played a serious role or something, you just wouldn't buy it.
Yeah. like he would have to like during his career he would definitely have to sort of mix those serious roles. Serious dramatic roles. Like I could see him being like a widowed father.
Yeah. But he'd be the widowed father who said just something a little off color to his daughter's friends when they came over.
Yeah, that's the dad from Happiness. Did you ever watch that movie? That movie it's one of those movies that like you're gonna watch it once and just never again. Like I would never want to watch that movie. Just that movie, it was very draining.
No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's a movie that you're like, yeah, I only need to watch that just once because there's this scene where this guy, what's his name? Todd Solondez or whatever, or no, I don't know who the actor is, but he looks at his like kid and he's all like, "Do you know why I SA'd your friend? It's because I can't do it to you." and funny enough, Jon Lovitz is his name.
Oh, jeez, you're right. Yep.
Bill Maplewood. This movie is pretty, like, it had a pretty good cast, though. Phil Seymour Hoffman, Jon Lovitz, Dylan Baker. A couple of other, like, old school, like, 90s actors and all that stuff. But, yeah, it's definitely just one of those movies. You're like,
it's called Happiness.
Yeah, I just once. And then I wish I could soak my brain in bleach. But, let's get to talking about a Christmas movie. It's funny though because you could make the argument, like it's threading a very thin line between being a diehard Christmas movie. It's taking place in Christmas, but
right.
They have like the Christmas songs in the back and everything's happening. Was it Christmas or Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
And all that stuff, and then there's something like good. So it's like threading that. It's a very thin line.
Right. I felt. I know what you mean. I was kind of thinking that too, but it was like, yeah, at least it was snowing. It was, it was definitely winter.
Yeah.
There was,
they get snowed in.
Christmas dinner. So
yeah, it's very thin though. But let's start talking about this movie. This movie opens up at Christmas time in New York City. A wallet falls to the floor. Right. It gets kicked around a little bit, and then it look who picks it up. It is the youngest Firpo brother, Nicolas Cage.
Right, and this is just before he did the vampire Nicolas Cage movie.
The vampire Nicolas Cage movie.
That we did that where he was.
First Bite or something like that?
Yeah.
Was this after or before?
No, he did that one after.
Oh, okay.
But it was very shortly after. That was like his like.
That was where he went full Nick Cage.
Right.
Like, he just was like, I'm just gonna be unhinged.
And here he there is definitely some scenes of Nick Cage.
Oh, there's moments, yeah.
But it's not all Nick Cage.
Yeah,
he's still trying to find himself.
Yeah. Because you get young actor Nick Cage, like what, late 80s, mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I feel like First Kiss was like before this. We gotta look it up now. But no, so like it ends up in the hands of Nicolas Cage, and he picks up the wallet and he's like, "Oh, what's in here? Let me see what's this all about." And
there's a few hundreds in there.
I mean, yeah, but for back then that was a lot.
Right. Yep. This was 94.
Yeah, this was 94, so it probably got like 88, Vampire's Kiss.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 94.
What was I thinking that came?
It could happen to you.
Oh, Kiss of Death. That's the one I was thinking.
Oh. But no, and so he's looking through it, and he's like, something inside of him is just like, But like you also think like, well, my head. Okay, first, one a little interject here, but in my head, I was like, all right, it's New York City. You look like you're in Manhattan. Maybe
Right. He's down in the subway, and the wallet is like kicked down the stairs into the subway.
Yeah, and like banks are pretty popular at this point.
Right.
Credit cards and was it debit cards out yet, or was it just credit? It was checkbooks and credit cards, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so like yes, I mean it's not. It was pretty normal to have cash on you.
Oh yeah, right.
But
yes.
to have maybe like what did that look like? Maybe 1,000, 1,500.
Oh, but you got to think we're just slightly before Christmas. Somebody might have took out some cash to go get some Christmas shopping done.
That's true. And like some places were still pretty iffy on taking checks. You're like, ooh, how do I know you're good for it?
Right.
This could just be a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So, but in my head, I was just like, I would have taken it. I don't know. I probably wouldn't have. Like, I think I'd feel guilty at some point. Like, I'd be halfway home and be like, no.
Right. So, like, it's almost like the part that you feel the guiltiest about is just like, well, they lost their wallet, so they should lose this money. But I feel bad that person's now going to have to go to the DMV and wait in line and fight to get a new driver's license. They're going to have to, go to all the different organizations and get new cards and terrible, terrible hassle.
Yeah. So what you do is you take the money and then you return the wallet.
Right. And then you're just like, hey, I found this empty wallet.
Yeah.
And it had your driver's license in it. I'm returning
such a
it
good
because
person.
I'm a good person.
The thing that I think would have definitely made me turn back halfway home is like, it's Christmas.
True. Yeah.
So let me take like $300-400, finder's fee. Here's the rest. But no, Nicolas Cage also he's struggling with himself. He's like, ugh.
Right.
But he's like, I don't want to be like my brothers.
Yeah.
Like so, like the next scene,
And you don't even know his brothers are in jail yet.
Yeah, but if he's saying that they might be some bad news.
Yeah.
Unless you'd think there'd be bad news unless you saw the poster of this movie, you're like, oh, Jon Lovitz and
Oh, right. Yeah.
no, but he goes to church. He goes to church. He goes to confession, and it's like, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. I haven't been to confession in 2 weeks, and the priest is like, Bill Firpo, you haven't been here in 5 years. Do you want to start off that way? And
it does have some really funny lines. This movie. This has got
But you're also like, oh, he must have been going to this church like forever for the priest to know you,
right?
Because priests also they rotate.
Yeah.
Especially if they're touching little kids. So.
And this is 94, so they hadn't really gotten into the touching little.
Oh, they've always been touching.
They hadn't been into that getting caught touching the little kids era yet.
No, but what's it called? The priest, as Bill is trying to confess, his sins. The priest has a fucking newspaper.
He's doing the crossword puzzle.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, hey, your brothers are getting out." He's like, "What?"
He's like, "No, they don't get out.
They're not
they don't get out till next summer."
He's like, "No, but there's this thing about overcrowding, and then people on parole are gonna get." And he's like, "Oh, shoot." But by the time he even gets home, his brother's already home.
Right. And they have the most ridiculous parole hearing that nobody should have passed, and they were just like, yeah, let him go.
Yeah, but if I was on that board and I looked at Jon Lovitz and Dana Carvey, it's like, how much trouble can these guys really get into,
And Dana Carvey is doing a strange accent through the whole movie, and then it wasn't until afterwards I watched a little interview and I figured out what it was supposed to be.
What was it supposed to be?
At that point, Mickey Rourke was getting really popular as a tough guy. So Dana Carvey was like, I'm gonna do a Mickey Rourke accent to make me seem tougher, and it kind of made him look more like a
goofy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, is this where the voice from Master Disguise came from? It's like one inflection away from turtle.
Right. Yes.
But like Dana Carvey's like character is pretty hilarious in this film because he just can't stop stealing.
Well, yeah, kleptomaniac.
It doesn't matter what it is. He's like, if I can steal it, I'm gonna take it. Right.
Right.
Jon Lovitz, he produces this letter to his mother.
Right.
Wait, one thing I do gotta say is, are they supposed to be like Italian or something? Because it feels like Nicolas Cage is trying to do like an Italian like voice or something.
Yes, that's another thing that was like, because I'm like, is it like an Italian family from New York? Is it a Jewish family from New York?
Right.
But like, you're not sure because like everybody's so different. It's like.
Like,
I guess Firpo is.
Oh, so it's an Italian surname. So they are trying. I was like, is he trying to do an Italian thing right now?
Yeah.
You know, as much as we hold Nicolas Cage in high regards, voices hasn't really been much of his thing. You know, I think the best voice that he's probably done is his character from The Sorcerer's Apprentice, where he's like a little old Englishy, but even then, it's very Keanu Reeves, Bram Stoker's Dracula British. Like, it's just not gonna work for me. Like, for decades, we believed Jean-Claude Van Damme to be an American citizen in these movies that he's played.
Right.
You know, Nicolas Cage could be a American accent British guy. But no, he produced Jon Lovitz produces this letter in front of his mom, and he's like, oh, you know, one of the guys that we're in the clink with, like he's dying and he just wants to see his daughter one last time.
Right, and they wouldn't let him out, so he was hoping that we could go down there and, you know, kind of give our regards to her.
Yeah, maybe she'll come, and she, like, you know, because she's like, I don't want you guys to break your parole. You know, but he's like, well, what if Bill takes us? That way we're not escaping. We'll be back.
Yep.
We'll be back so fast, Mom. So they grab Bill from his restaurant job. He's like a restaurant manager or something in New York. That's pretty good.
Right.
It's pretty good, man.
Yep.
Money. What is that? Maitre d'? Or
yeah.
Front of house, whatever. It's someone's gonna be like, that's not a maitre d', you idiot.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct us, please.
I know. I'm sorry. I haven't watched enough Bear episodes to know what to know what that entails.
But I think he says he's a manager. I think because they're like, excuse me, waiter, this is what's in the blah blah blah, and he's like, it's manager, and it is fish and shellfish and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you know, I was like, for a second I was like, what is Nicolas Cage doing? But yeah, no. And so like they grab him and they're like, but then Jon Lovitz, he calls like the police and puts a bomb threat in. Yeah. Because then they have to convince Bill. Bill is like trying to work the straight and narrow. Yeah. He has like a pretty decent 9 to 5. And like honestly, like from the 90s, if he's like already a manager of a restaurant in Manhattan, right, sky's the limit for the dude in the restaurant business, right?
Oh, right. No, yeah, you definitely can make some scratch there.
Yeah, exactly. But he's like, oh no, the police think that you were in it with us on a robbery.
Oh, and, right, because they had kind of, when they first got out, Bill picked him up, and then on the way back, they want to stop and buy some ring dings because they haven't had any like junk food. And then they kind of like, Dana Carvey's the little pickpocket or the klepto, so he just starts like taking little things, and then the store manager calls him out. There's police outside. They run, and so.
What's it called? Nicolas Cage does pull a felony here where he's like, I'm a detective, and he flashes his wallet, but there's no badge. Right. But the guy's like probably a rookie or something.
Yeah.
And he's dressed to the nines. He's dressed nice. He looks like a detective. Right. And so they're able to bail out. But then
I already got these guys. Go get the car.
Yeah. But no, and he's like, no. See, I think they now you're wanted. So we got to go to Philly.
Right. Oh yeah, because he's like, I can't find my wallet, and he's like, oh, you must have dropped it at the crime scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dana Carvey. And he's like, oh my gosh. So they make way to paradise. This is where I kind of get like mucked up on, but like they hit the sheriff's son.
Oh right, because he's
Special?
he's kind of a bumbling idiot. We'll call him that. But yeah, he's on the horse and he rides right out into the street, and they screech the brakes. The horse gets spooked, kicks the guy off,
and yeah, so that's not really a good look. But the sheriff is like, he waves it off. He's like, my son is some slow. That's what he says.
Right.
It's 94, so
yeah, and it's a little small. It's a cute little fun small town.
Yeah, very quaint.
They're setting up. They're quaint. They're setting up for the Winterfest for Christmas. It's so it looks like it's the sheriff and his son are like the active law enforcement, and then like later you find out the two guys that own the hunting shop are deputized as like the backup police officers.
You do not want those guys to be deputized. So now they're in town, and Jon Lovitz is like, oh, let's go into that bank.
Right, because I think the girl that they're supposed to meet,
Sarah,
works in the bank.
And so, like, because they're trying to do this whole, like, letter thing, they're like, all right, fine. But when they're in the bank, Jon Lovitz casing the place out. He notices, which I don't think happens. Like, there's, like, a deposit, like, a huge, like, a influx of cash coming in right before Christmas, which I don't think happens. I don't know. I'm not a bank person, so I don't even know the last time I stepped into a bank. It's online banking, guys.
Right.
But, Nicolas Cage also notices, because Jon Lovitz brings it to his attention. He's looking around, and he's noticing that, like, the bank is in a little bit of a disarray. It's small things that are out of place that should be fixed. It looks
like there's cameras, but there's, like, empty wires hanging from them, so they're obviously not functional.
It's definitely one of those towns that, like, I'll just leave the door unlocked.
The security guard probably used to be a cop 18 years ago when he retired, and now he's just an old man, like, sleeping at the door.
Yeah. It's very lax because it's a small town.
Right.
No one, they have like that sense of security where you could leave the door like unlocked and no one's going to come in and murder your family.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But Nicolas Cage is like, after they leave, they're like, yeah, man.
So then they get out, and he's like, after he sees the deposit, they get in the car and they start to drive off because the girl that they were looking for wasn't there. And then he's like, he just kind of under his breath says, oh, all that money, if I had a gun with me, I'd be robbing that bank right now. And then Jon Lovitz is like, hey,
you don't say.
We did borrow this car from Andy the gun runner, so I'm just guessing that there's probably a gun in the trunk.
And, now Nicolas Cage is feeling, he's like, I'm a wanted man anyway.
Right.
And what do wanted men need? Cash.
A bunch of money, yeah.
So, they go to, like, the hunting store, which I was like, again, like, you can't just rob a bank on the spurs of
hey, maybe they've done a number of heists, and this is old hat, and they know what they need, no, they probably don't.
Yeah, but these guys are pretty much 94 Three Stooges at this point.
Yes, yep.
Because it's like, and not only do they go into this hunting store, they grab a whole bunch of gear.
Right.
They do it all at once.
Yeah.
Like, if one by one you come, like, in 10-minute intervals, like, hey, can I get the ski mask? It's brr.
Right, then they probably sell a lot of ski masks, so it wouldn't be...
Yeah, but then, like, another thing you also don't do, you don't use this very unique-looking sunglasses.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, in that small town,
yeah,
they sell one pair of that sunglasses a year, maybe.
Yeah, this town's population is, like, probably, like, 5,000 at most, if that.
Right, yep.
But, so they plan, they start gearing up. They're like, all right, we're about to make a lot of money.
Yep.
So they go into the thing. They're like coming in hot. We're robbing the place. Everybody's hands up. Jon Lovitz. There's a little gagging here because it's Dana Carvey and Jon Lovitz. And then one lady's like, "Oh, the vault is closed. You got to go to the manager for the vault key." Oh, Dana Carvey's in the car. I'm sorry, it's just Jon Lovitz.
Right, yeah.
And then so like,
and she's and they're like, okay, if you're the manager, raise your hand. But they've just told everybody to put their hands up. So,
and it's like he's next door.
Oh right, yeah, he's out to lunch. Yeah. He won't be back for 45 minutes. And Jon Lovitz is like, that's okay, we can wait. And they're like,
no. So what's it called? Nicolas Cage takes the wife of the manager, and he's like, "We're robbing a bank right now," and then the waitress is like, "The bank is next door.
This is a restaurant.
This is across the street." But they do end up grabbing the manager. They end up stealing all the cash.
They grab the manager, and then Dana Carvey's like, "Hey, if we take him, as soon as we walk out of here, they're gonna call the cops on us. So we gotta take everybody in here with us." So they take a whole restaurant worth of people across the street to the bank.
Smart.
Yeah, it is smart. And then Dana Carvey stops a little bit to eat some scrapple.
And steal some stuff, I think.
Yeah. He's very big into like food. He's like, I hated everything in prison. So like every time they go somewhere, he's
eating.
Oh, did you see the gravy? Oh, you got scrapple? You want to put a little extra salt on that for me? He like takes off his mask in the middle of his robbery so he can take a bite of this guy's food.
Hey man, that's a very real thing for people just released out of prison, right? Yep. I believe Tyrese's character also had that situation in Too Fast, Too Furious. Paul Walker's like, "Why are you eating everything?" He's like, "Bro, you ever been in prison? That shit sucks.
Yep.
I'm trying to eat anything I can right now, until I have to unfortunately go back at some point." Yeah. Which he never does. For someone who was a criminal, he becomes a super spy.
Right. Yeah.
That's what those movies are now. Like,
it's realistic. Most of them do. Most of the prisoners do become super spies.
No, but they're able to steal the cash. Unfortunately, with all this happening, though, for some reason, the FBI get involved. Is it because of the amount of money?
I think it was the amount.
But like, I still feel like that's pretty. Yeah, I guess I was like, that's. I'm thinking in my. I forgot. I have to think about in the 90s.
Right.
To like $250,000 is probably in today's money like $1 million or something dollars now.
Yeah,
so okay, that's fair. It's freaking Brennan's dad from Step Bros, who's the FBI agent.
Yes,
super Grinch. He hates Christmas too. That dude has always been bald. No, but they get into town and they're like, all right, they do all the FBI procedures, lock everything down. We're gonna The sheriff comes. He's like, "Hey, there's 3 guys that came into town and I never seen them before, and they're from New York."
Yep.
And he's like, "Well, it's probably them."
Right? Yeah, because the sheriff's like, "Oh, I don't know. Hey, we have lots of tourists because it's Winterfest, but there's no way to know, And it's like, seems so obvious. It's like they didn't change their voice. They didn't, It's like they've all interacted with all these people before they robbed the bank. So it's like,
not very good robbers, honestly. Yeah. But and so like as they're trying to leave town and all that stuff. A cop turns around and starts gunning after them. They spin out of control because, black ice is a thing.
Right, and no chains.
Yeah, no chains. They careen or they fall off a bridge.
Yes, it is a pretty bad accident. Like you wouldn't just be walking away with it scratchless.
They come out of this unscathed. Fortunately, another police comes and he's like, "Oh my God, I saw you guys are down there. It is really cold. You guys should come with me." Because it's a small town, like, oh my God. So,
right, yeah. Come back to the house. I'll get you a change of clothes, some warm food. At least you'll have you can make a phone call or anything.
Exactly. It's, again, small town behavior, right? Right. So they do, and unfortunately, the house that they go to is the bank manager's house with Sarah. who is a bank employee as well. 'Cause they call her Sarah upstairs because she rents a room there, and just very lovely people.
Right, and then they realize that Sarah is the Sarah that they were looking for.
Yeah.
But they call their Sarah upstairs from at the bank, and they were like, "Oh, that's not the right last name." And then they asked if she's married, and she's like, "No. Why are you asking?"
Yeah, it is a very lovely interaction. The wife is super like nice. She's very like, oh yeah, come in, like eat. Well, here's a beautiful Christmas sweater. There's no Christmas sweaters that are beautiful. They're all ugly. But earlier before that, when the news of the bank robbery goes public, it plays in a prison, which like one of the inmates, he's like yeah, my daughter's in this small town and they have lax security at their bank, so once I get out of here I'm gonna rob that place.
Yeah, easiest bank in the world to rob.
Yeah, and then he hears on the television that the bank he's talking about got robbed.
Right, and he was apparently just telling the story to Jon Lovitz and Dana Carvey before they got paroled.
And he's like, son of a bitch.
And that's when you start to realize, like, oh, they weren't going up there to see the daughter.
Nope, not at all. But it's funny because when they get into this house, there's a news that those two had escaped.
Yes.
And Jon Lovitz is like covering it up because he doesn't want the daughter to see the TV.
Right, yep.
And so they made Jon Lovitz like, can I make a call to my mother? She must be so worried. Calls. Unfortunately, the prisoner is there holding their mother hostage. Jon Lovitz is trying to brush away Nicolas Cage. He's like, oh yeah, I love you too, Bob. And all that stuff. And he yawns. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to call? I mean,
did you want to say something to Mom too? Yeah. That's why I'm standing here.
Yeah, but he's like, oh, but she's so mad at you. She's so mad. And he's like, oh, she's mad. Oh, maybe not right now. Give her some time to cool off. So they have a pretty decent dinner. They have a nice dinner. They have a really nice, beautiful dinner happening. Sarah, being the daughter of a criminal. She knows.
Yeah.
She knows, but she doesn't want to mess up what she has here.
Right.
And, like, she probably doesn't want to break the hearts of these people.
Because she kind of has fibbed to them about her family being in prison.
Yep.
And so she doesn't want to be like, oh, I know because, or if I tell you, then you'll look into everything that happened, and
or just even like just hurting these people, right. Like she doesn't, being like from New York, there's a lot of people that like, when you live in New York, you kind of, there's a mentality there that you have to look out for yourself. Meanwhile, in this small town, everybody looks after everybody. It's a very like a communal type of like a mindset. Right, yeah. Very like it's like Japan, Obviously, those also come with downsides with all the gossip and all that stuff. But still, you know what I mean? But no, like they're like, oh, we probably got to head out. Our mother is probably worried about us, and like they told them that hey, there's a bus going out tonight.
Right, there's one last bus going out because it's almost Christmas.
Yeah, and as they're trying to leave, the bank. Oh well, sorry. During dinner, they're talking like they do talk about the bank robbery and. The manager is just like, well, like I set up this like cute little program for the townspeople,
right?
To like invest a little bit, in the savings account and this and that, and that way they have a nice little nest egg for Christmas. And that's what the money was for. That was coming in, and
So without it, everybody's gonna have a wasted Christmas.
Yeah, and you could tell like it's kind of weighing on Nicolas Cage. He's like. Ooh.
Right, yeah, because you totally get that, like, from the very beginning of the movie when he goes to the priest and he's the wallet and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I mailed it in, but I really wanted to keep it, so now I'm coming to confession because I feel guilty that I wanted to keep it so bad, and so, like, you really understand that, like, he wants to be honest, but it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with two brothers.
Oh, right, yeah.
And you know, but he still doesn't feel bad enough to relinquish the money right there. So like, you know, they head out. Sarah's like, I'll drop you guys off, whatever. And then the manager tries to give him money for like, he's like, oh, you know, the wife is like, oh, do you want me to make you sandwiches before you go? And you know, that way you won't get hungry.
Yep.
And the guy, you know, the manager is like, oh, let me give you some pocket money, you know, just like, you know, nice old people things.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, no. He's like, no, don't. Here you go. Because it like
we've taken too much from you already.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
And it just sucks because then like during the dinner, you know, the guy's like, you know, the bank will probably go bankrupt here. And,
right.
But you know, that's just life is like that sometimes, you know. And so they end up trying to leave. And even at the bus station, like he tells his brother, like, just wait outside. All right, we're already too like suspicious.
Right. Yeah. If all three of us go in together, they're going to be looking for that.
Yeah.
So.
And also, meanwhile, like the two guys from the hunting store have like, oh, I think the Andersons and the Crooks are in it together. And
oh, right, because they had suspected the brothers.
Yeah.
But then when they see the brothers, when they go to try to track the brothers down, they see the brothers going to dinner at the Andersons, and then they're like, "What?"
Yeah. So now they're planning to steal the money because they like the boss of the thing goes, "Do you want to say clean up on aisle 3 for the rest of your life?"
Yeah. Yep.
So they do. They end up following them to the bus station. Nicolas Cage, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." Like he's like short for the bus tickets. He tries to go into the duffel bag and try to get some cash out, but then some deputies or some sheriff personnel come in, and he's just, you know, I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't think I have it, and I'm just trying to get back to my mother before Christmas. And you know, again, she pulls out her wallet. She's like, "Don't worry about it. Here you go. I hope you make it back home and you get to see your mother for Christmas." And like it's like it's very Grinch like, you know, it's like this cold. It wasn't even a cold heart, but it starts to like warm up or get bigger.
Right. Oh, that's a good way to.
You can definitely start to see that happening. But you know, they try to get to the bus stop, and then unfortunately they run into the hunting store guys, and then there's a scuffle over the bag, and then he pulls a gun out of one of the hunter guys' waistband, and he shoots, and he's like, "Oh my god, he has a gun!" So the police.
Yeah. So then the FBI tackle the hunting store guys, thinking that they're the robbers, because they don't know everybody in town.
Exactly. Oh man, and so they're able to escape again. Now this is kind of where I get a little mixed up, because is this sort of the time where they get the horse and carriage? No, they go to church.
They go to the. No, they get a canoe.
Oh yeah. And then they go to church.
Because this movie's a little long.
Yeah.
Because they're like, just to make sure, we want one more story of people who are super nice to them.
Yeah. The misadventures of the Firpo brothers. Yeah. But yeah, no, Nicolas Cage is like, I got it. Let's take the canoe. Let's take the river out. Like he's fucking George Washington during the...
snowing. Yeah. Let's jump in a canoe.
Yeah, but unfortunately, there's a helicopter looking at the river.
Yep.
And so they get caught on some branches, and then Dana Carvey accidentally falls into the water.
Right.
Which is like a death sentence if you don't get into some dry clothes and warm up pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. Hypothermia right away.
But what's it called? I believe the priest gets to them or something, because I know they go to church.
Like a family, like an old family.
Yeah.
And they come and they help him out of the water. They bring him into the house. They dry him off.
Yeah. And then hey, it's a midnight mass or Christmas mass. You guys want to come with us?
Right. Oh yes. Right. And so they're like, yeah, let's go to church.
Yeah. And the service is nice. It's very, it's very hopeful. It's very wholesome.
Right. Yep.
And like, it's just like, Jon Lovitz, like you hear it, like there's so many people going into it, but Jon Lovitz, I'm going to stay out here. Like, is he Jewish in this movie? Is that his father? Is his father Jewish? But no, this is where they get the horse and the carriage.
Right.
Someone does try to stop him because it's his son's horse and carriage. That's that kind of town, man. People got horses.
Right. Yep. But like, where you going with a horse and carriage? You're gonna like leave town. Just what's on? 18 miles to the next city. Let's go.
Right, you gotta watch that. You're gonna die like you do in Oregon Trail. What are they?
Dysentery.
Dysentery. It's always goddamn dysentery. This one you'll die of like hypothermia. No,
Right.
No, but what's it called? They're about to escape. You know, Dana Harvey has grown close to this horse. It's like probably the biggest thing he's stolen to date.
Oh, right.
But he's like, oh, I don't want to leave the horse here. But then,
He's giving the horse a hug.
Yeah.
He said it's okay.
But they do end up like ditching the horse, and they're able to actually hail a ride because it's the 90s.
Right.
First of all, one person is already scary enough. I'm not picking up 3 people. Jesus.
And then I don't know. Did we mention? So the two people who escaped from prison, they went to Nicolas Cage's house. They kidnapped his mom. Mom told them that where they were going. Oh, because they knew that that's the daughter.
Yeah.
So they kidnapped mom, and she's super annoying in the car because she's kidnapped. So they basically put her in the trunk.
Oh, that poor old lady. Yeah, no, and then they're making their way to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
During that time too, but no, and so like they're able to hitch a ride. Unfortunately, the horse they parked the horse like over a frozen lake. So the horse starts to fall in, and then like Nicolas Cage and Dana Harvey go to help, and Jon Lovitz is like, "What are you guys doing?"
Yeah, we got the money. Let's go.
Yeah, but
Dana's like, no, we got to save the horse.
Yeah. So they do end up saving it, and then they stop by like a local diner. They're having dinner, and Nicolas Cage is like, "I'm gonna bring the money back. I can't go through with this.
Yeah. This town is too good, and
These people are too nice." And
Yeah.
Jon Lovitz like, "What are you, an idiot? You can't decide what you're gonna do with our share of the money." And Dana Carvey, I guess he's also like, you know, grown to like.
And he feels guilty about lying, so that's when they kind of confess the truth. He was like, "Hey, yeah, you never really lost, or you never left your wallet at the scene of the crime. I actually took it from you."
and the letter was fake. You know, Jon Lovitz made it up, and Nicolas Cage is like so pissed. He's like, "Oh, god damn it!" So he ends up walking to a gas station, trying to ask for a ride to Paradise.
Right.
Funny enough, one guy goes, "It's like, I'm going to New York. You know, I think you got it mixed up." No, I think I wouldn't call New York Paradise. Yeah, but no, and so he accidentally runs into the 2 prisoners.
Right.
But he doesn't know them.
Right.
And so they're in the car. It's funny. Everything's like kind of funny. There's like very insinuating things that are happening. Like there's a noise in the trunk, but the 2 prisoners like it's been like that for like the past couple miles. You know, we probably got to get it checked or something. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh man," and like, you know, Nicolas Cage is like trying to say like, "I think I found a girl I like," and
they're like, "You got a picture of her?" And he's like, "Oh no, the only picture I carry in my wallet is the picture of my mom."
And
the guy's like, "Hey, I got a picture of my mom in my wallet too. You want to swap photos?"
But he shows it, and it's like, oh my god, they got their guy.
Yeah, that's the mom that's in the trunk.
Yeah, and then Jon Lovitz and Dana Carvey do see him get into the car with those guys, and they chase after them in the horse and carriage. They end up at the Anderson's house, who is the manager of the bank, and now the whole family is being held up.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody's being held up, and the 2 hunter guys also run into them, and they also go in. Oh, no, sorry. No, the 2 hunter guys. No, wait, I'm sorry. I totally forgot. There's a moment where, what's it called? They do end up being able to give the money to the church.
Oh, right, because they can't make it to the Anderson house, so
they can't get to the bank. That's what Nicolas Cage was trying to do.
Right. They were gonna they were gonna go to the bank and put the money back.
Yeah, after Nicolas Cage like jumps out of the car.
Yeah.
With the bank. Yeah, so I was like, we got a little bit of that mixed up, but yeah, no. So they go to the bank because he saw the keys, but the alarm goes off. So they leave. They go to the church. They stack the money in front of the church. They put a note. And then the priest gets it.
Yeah.
And then they get caught by the hunter store guys.
Right.
Which the hunter store guys believe that the money is in the Anderson house.
Right. They're like, oh, if you don't have the money, then we know we're right.
Yeah.
Because you would not give the money back. So obviously you've already dropped it off at the Anderson. So let's go there.
Exactly. And then the prisoners are now holding up the Anderson family. And then when they get there, the hunter guys get ambushed by one of the prisoners.
Right.
And this is like a whole culmination of everything that's been going on at that night, because Nicolas Cage is like, yes, we did steal the money, but we gave it back. Well, we gave it to the church because we couldn't get to the, and then Sarah's like, okay, sure. Because she's heard it all before. She's like, oh, Sarah, baby, I'm going to change. I'm not going to do crime anymore.
Right, yep.
She's all out of, chances.
Sympathy, yeah.
Or sympathy, right? But, no, Nicolas Cage is doing his best. He's begging. He's like, please just leave these people out of it. It wasn't them. It wasn't them. It was all me and my brothers. And Jon Lovitz is like, no, it was my plan. It was me. I did it, and then I tricked him to doing it too.
Right. Yep.
He's the good brother. And the mother's like, oh my God, John, what did you do? And Nicolas Cage looks at John and he's like, really, there really is no end to it, is there? That very, it sucks. It's like, I think it's like probably one of the more heart piercing things for a younger brother to say that to their older brother. It's like this. Because you also got to think about it. Probably when they're growing up, Nicolas Cage's character probably looked up to his older brother. He's like, oh yeah, because that's dad's not present, so that's like your hero, your older brother.
Oh yeah,
most definitely. And so, everything's going all at once until the police show up, and then they. What's it called? Will Ferrell's dad.
Right.
I was
FBI.
I was like, that's not his son. He's like the Benjamin Button disease.
Yep.
But no, they call out, you guys are surrounded, FBI. And the older prisoners like, we got to get out of here. It's getting hot. Unfortunately, the sheriff's son is able to grab the gun from the other prisoner, shoot the older guy.
Yep.
And then the police come in, they throw smoke bombs, and everybody's subdued. And so they bring everybody to the station. And Will Ferrell's dad is just like, I know it's you three. You guys we got you.
Yep.
Fucking hate this. I hate this holiday. And he brings over the bank manager's wife, and he's like, Miss, can you identify these guys? And she's like, they were wearing masks.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who they could be anybody. Meanwhile, Sarah goes to the church and she does see that the cash is there, and the note on top is like, can you please give this money back to the people of paradise or whatever.
Right, yeah. And the priest is like, yeah, I've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah, man, and it feels a real priest. Like, oh, man, this is such a large donation.
Right, yeah. Church is going to do well next year. Sorry, Tim.
No, I'm pretty sure especially for a small town priest, he's like, we know what this money's from. The church can't take dirty money. But they can take little no.
So it reminds me of an old George Carlin joke. It's like, what do you do if you get a whole bunch of how do you get rid of counterfeit money? If you get a bunch of it, you just drop it into the donation basket at church.
Exactly. No, and so the whole town is like, we don't know who did it. They must have not been these guys. These guys are so nice.
Yep.
Everyone at the restaurant, at the bank, are like, we don't know.
We never seen them before.
Yeah. And then Sarah comes, and then the priest comes with the cash, and then Will Ferrell's dad is just like, I don't know what's going on in this fucking town.
Oh, right. And then they're like, we found 3 masks. So, and you bought 3 masks. So it correlates. It correlates. And then Dana Carvey's like, oh, the 3 masks? And he starts pulling out all of the stuff that he's pickpocketed or all the klepto stuff, candy canes and bank pens and Pez dispensers and stuff. And then he pulls out 3 masks.
He's like, I mean, these 3 masks?
masks.
Yeah, so he's like, this town is giving you guys a second chance, and I'm fucking mad that I only got you guys on parole violation, so I can't really hold you on anything. Yep. So you better take this chance and fucking run with it.
Right.
Damn it. And so, yeah, then, you know, the whole issue is pretty much resolved at this point. They get back to the bus station. You know, so the mother goes on there. The brothers go on there. The mother steals a payday from Dana Carvey. And he's like, Ma, I paid for it. I swear to God I paid for it, Ma. You know? And then Nicolas Cage, you know, has this moment with Sarah. And he's like, hey, do you ever think a guy like me can settle down in a town like this? And she was like, oh.
A town like this or this particular town?
And, you know, and he's like, well, you know, and she points to the sign and it says open to possibilities or open to all or whatever.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm just wondering, you know, maybe this place needs a restaurant manager or something.
And I can come do my bank deposits at your teller. And she's like, no, maybe you should avoid banks.
And he's like, you know, I'll give you a half off coffee all the time. And, you know, and they share like a pretty sweet kiss, you know.
Yep.
You know, it's two people that come from like the same sort of background, you know, crime families or families of crime or whatever. Right. And, you know, and like Nicolas Cage obviously is more of a good person than he has like bad tendencies, but, you know. Right.
Right. Hey, if you got a good role model or somebody like
a woman,
you probably keep you clean.
Keep you on the straight and narrow.
Exactly.
And then how much trouble can you really get in a town called Paradise? Small little town of Paradise. And so yeah, they share a kiss. The mother looks and she's like, oh, and then she like bangs on the bus. She's like, let's go.
But yeah, this is like the funniest line, like the funniest like couple seconds right at the end of the movie, because Dana Carvey's like, oh, what's he doing? Should I get off the bus and grab him? And Mom's like, no, he's got himself a girl now. Speaking of that, when the two of you guys getting married? And Dana Carvey looks over at Jon Lovitz and goes, hey, we don't even really like each other.
It's funny, too, because Dana Carvey steals, like, a hat from somebody, puts it on Jon Lovitz, and the guy turns around and like, fucking hat.
And then as they start to pan out, Dana Carvey pulls 2 more paydays out of his pockets.
Oh, yeah. And then, it ends with a nice little credit song. I don't know if it's a Christmas song, but it's very fitting for the movie.
Yeah.
That's what those are. So yeah, nice sweet little ending. Before we get into our thoughts of the movie, let's go into our other section. We got high star, low star.
High star, low star. We got a 10 out of 10. Freaking hysterical. This film is hilarious. I can't believe it's been rated so low. I could submit at least a dozen memorable quotes, and I haven't even seen this movie in 2 years. I distinctly remember having to rewind a scene because we were laughing so hard we missed some dialogue. If you ever get a chance to go see this movie, Nicolas Cage is a riot.
And then we have 1 out of 10, a film about 3 hopeless, inept thieves and townsfolk who haven't got a clue about anything. Jeez. Although this movie isn't at the bottom of my list, this is among the worst commercial movies I've seen. I do not understand why Nick Cage took this movie. There are only 2 things that rise slightly above category, but these are not enough to change my vote. Dana Carvey and his slick and funny pickpocketing, and Florence Stanley is funny. I liked her a lot. She and Dana raised the movie to 1.5, which is still short of 2. The acting sucks and the writing sucks. The plot sucks big time. The movie is roughly a modern version of slapstick. Classic slapstick is probably better. The finale was worse than the movie itself. Essentially, the finale was predictable. I mean, yeah, like it's a predictable movie. It's a Christmas movie,
right?
Though, you know, right. What do you expect from that? You know, I think there's like a nice little like the movie for me was a little too long.
Like I kind of made that comment earlier. It was like there was they wanted to really make sure you knew how sweet this town was and like how indebted like the brothers were to them for their help.
Yeah.
But yeah, they could have cut one of those out and you wouldn't.
Yeah, you would you beef up some of the other scenes, with more dialogue and like proving how good this town is.
Right.
And then you can probably cut out a solid 20 minutes from this movie. Like this movie, to me, I was like, this movie probably just needs to be like an hour 35 at most. Hour 40,
right?
Pushing it, but I was like, but like, what's it called? The chemistry between Nicolas Cage, Jon Lovitz, and Dana Carvey is like hilarious.
Yeah, no, agreed. And like it's funnier now that I know that Dana Carvey was supposed to be trying to be Mickey Rourke, because it was always like in the movie. I was like, his face, even his face, he's trying to do like that, like stick out his lips a little, Mickey Rourke face, and I'm like, why is he doing? But then, like, once you find out that if that's what he's supposed to be trying to do, it makes it even funnier because he's doing it so poorly. Yeah. Jon Lovitz he's exactly the same as he is in everything else. Like, poor guy, pretty typecast.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's weird. Jon Lovitz, he really should have, like, earlier in his career, tried to mix in some like dramatic roles,
right,
or something like that to really even him out as much of an actor as he is. I do like enjoy the moments where I do see like Jon Lovitz in like movies where he like cameos in them, like freaking or even on shows when he was on Friends, he was like that super depressed big dick guy.
I feel like he doesn't quite have like in The Critic, I thought he was good, but like he doesn't quite have enough presence to be the front man.
Yeah.
So like you said, as a cameo, as a small role, small reoccurring role, whatever, like you said, like somebody's stepdad, something like he's super great in those kind of parts, but it's you
need him to be like an ensemble cast.
Yeah.
Where he's not the main focus, but he's like, he has probably like fourth billing. Right. Like one of the more major characters, but just not like the leading character. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know. Dana Carvey, I haven't really seen too much of his stuff. Like, I wasn't a big SNL guy. I
thought he was great in SNL, and then he left SNL and he did Wayne's World, so he was like still, but that was basically like just a movie
I forgot that. I forgot.
That was just like a movie off of an SNL skit.
Yeah.
And then he had his own like variety show that was, man, I don't know if it even lasted more than a season. And then he kind of he
petered out.
Yeah, he had a couple flop movies and then just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he wanted to grab the same sort of like fame that
like Mike Myers.
Mike
and that would have been right that same era.
Yeah, unfortunately, Mike Myers kind of just picked like really. I mean, his agent must have been just really good.
Right.
Austin Powers. He had the Shrek movies.
Right. I married an axe murderer. Yeah, he had a bunch of.
Yeah,
he was the other one in the Wayne's World movies.
I totally forgot Dana Carvey is the what's his name in Wayne's World?
Garth.
Now I'm like mad at myself. I should have known that. I've seen Dana Carvey. Oh my gosh! But unfortunately, his agent just wasn't as good as picking roles for him.
Right.
But it really does also help that Mike Myers just had more range as far as like doing voices.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't like too huge of a fan of like other Mike Myers stuff. Like later on with like the Love Guru. Is that him?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Some of the other things like Austin Powers was probably like the peak of his like main star thing, and then he went to voice work, which I think worked really great for him.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, geez, man, freaking Shrek has been done for like what 10, 12 years, and people on TikTok still talk about it.
Right? Yeah, it was well done.
There's like this whole meme like Shrek Daddy. They keep it's like, what the fuck? What's going on right now? There's that filter with the Shrek behind you, and then like girls like, "Oh, stop it, baby."
So like I said, I watched an interview and they were talking about Dana Carvey doing the Mickey Rourke thing. But apparently the director hated working with everybody. And like, because they were Saturday Night Live comedians and they were very able to improv.
Oh.
As a director, he wanted them to improv way more than, like, while they were, like, in the bank and stuff, they were, like, kind of like, this isn't an improv scene. Direct us. Direct the people in here. And the director was kind of more like, no, just go. Just go with it. Just go. Do your thing. And so there was, like, tension.
Like a disconnect.
Yeah. And so he kind of, like spaced off the second half of the movie, and it was like there but wasn't. And so they said that Nicolas Cage really stepped up and became like the sub director of the movie, and did it wouldn't have come together as well as it did without Nicolas Cage kind of directing everybody.
You telling me there's still a chance for me to star in a movie directed by Nicolas Cage?
I think there's a chance.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, because especially for like Dana Carvey and Jon Lovitz coming out of SNL, they probably wanted more structure,
right?
To just get their feet like on the floor of like shooting a movie versus just doing skits and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that really sucks.
I mean, they also said that the studio kept telling Dana Carvey to like tone it down because they didn't like his accent. But Nicolas Cage was like, "No, you got to do more of it." And so that's why he kept doing it the whole movie.
Hey, Nicolas Cage is a pretty big star back in the 90s,
right?
Mr. Con Air.
Yeah.
Family Man, come on. If Nicolas Cage says jump, you say to the sky. I mean, I think there's like a lot of sweet moments in this film. Obviously, with like you do get a really good glimpse of what the small town feel looks like. For this, if you're white, I don't know, for a person of.
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know if I get the same treatment. Maybe now. I'm pretty sure now it's fine.
Oh, right.
Right. But one of my old bosses did say, some towns will be like, "Oh, are you lost?" That's what he told me, because he's from the South. He's a gay black guy from the South. So he's like, "Hey, obviously there's slow days at that old job," and he was like, we would always talk about like our hometowns and all that stuff, and he's just like, "Oh, hey man, just to let you know, if you ever make it to the South for any reason whatsoever, if you're in a town maybe getting gas and someone's like, hey, you need directions or something," that's their way of telling you you're not welcome. You probably want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, come on in and shop, but just want to let you know the sun goes down in an hour.
It's a lawless city after the sun goes down. No. Yeah, this movie's fun because of like the actors that are in it, Jon Lovitz and Dana Carvey and Nicolas Cage.
And Nicolas Cage does. He gives about 5 good explosive Nick Cage moments in here, which had me cracking up all of them. They were just.
Well, it's great too because they were like well placed. They were just like out of nowhere.
Right.
Like he didn't just spill out the alphabet for no reason. A B C D. It was all like very reactionary to Jon Lovitz and his like shenanigans. So it was really fitting to see him kind of Nick Cage out.
Right. Yep.
In like the proper setting.
There was one time he gets really mad at Dana Carvey. And Dana Carvey's just like, well, you do what you do, and I'll do what I do. And then you do what you do, and I'll do what I do. And then like they go into the bank, and they come out, and he's still in the car going, you do what you do, and I do what I do.
Oh, man. You know who else had a pretty decent career? Obviously, Will Ferrell and Chris Kattan. Oh, Will Ferrell more than Chris Kattan, but
Right.
oh man, Will Ferrell's probably one of the most successful SNL like
Right.
people.
Well, like, unless you go way back, because you had, like, Steve Martin was on, John Belushi, Eddie Murphy, you know.
Sorry.
If you
Eddie
go
Murphy,
if you go
too.
way back, yeah.
Yeah.
But of that, like, 90s cast.
Yeah, Will Ferrell. I always forget that, you know, Eddie Murphy. But, you know, I wasn't alive, so.
True.
Who was the sushi guy? The angry sushi chef?
John Belushi.
John Belushi.
Oh, Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan, you have that.
Chevy Chase. Yeah, you had
Some heavy hitters from back in the day.
from, like, in that very first, when it started. But yeah, you had, you still have a few, Will Forte.
Oh yeah.
He's done some stuff.
He's like great as like it's like I know he had a show, The Last Man Last Man on Earth or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I don't know if I could watch this much of Will Forte. I like Will Forte in very small doses. Oh man. I don't know what else to say about this movie.
So what I kept thinking while I was watching this, and like you're like, hey, small towns. If in this era, this was a little bit before that, but if like people are like nowadays, they're like, small towns aren't like this. When I was really really young, my dad was on like a traveling. Not a circus. He worked for the government, but they would go from site to site, and he worked for EPA, and they do test samples of lakes. But they had like an RV, and so if it was like a long trip, they'd go for like, you know, a couple weeks. He and my mom, and I would stay with my grandma, and because I was like 2.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't want to be in a camper for that long. They didn't want me in a camper that long. But they were driving, and they hit a patch of sand and flipped it.
Oh, my God.
The trailer over.
Yeah.
And they were right outside a little small town. And so they hitchhiked to the small town to, like, be like, hey, we have a, you know, RV, and like not big, like Mini Winnie kind of like thing.
Winnebago.
Yeah,
that's what your dad called it when you're not around.
And so the guy was like the repair shop guy was like, oh, here, I'll take my my buddy, and we'll go out there with the not forklift, the tow truck, and we'll see what we can do. And they towed it in, and they were like, oh, it's got some repairs and stuff. Certainly not something we can get done in the next few hours, but we have an extra room. You know, I'll call my wife, have her make some dinner. You could stay at our house overnight. You know, we should have everything done, you know, by mid-afternoon tomorrow. You can, like, spend the day kind of, like, wandering our little town here and checking things out. And so, like, they actually literally, like, went and ate dinner with the repairman's wife, and then they stayed in a little guest room overnight, and yeah.
Man, your dad's feet must have been so tired, like traveling so much. You know, I just can't imagine how hard it was to foot pedal an RV. Because it was so long ago.
It was pretty long ago. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be like, we're not that far apart from age. All right, it's not the fucking Flintstones.
Yeah.
No, see,
after that, they opened a EPA office in Vegas, and so then my dad moved here permanently. Oh, okay. And they no longer did like traveling stuff. But
see, like, man, now, like, nowadays, if that happened, I don't know if anyone's gonna take that. It's like, oh, is there like a motel I can go to? You know, or something like, right. I don't know if anyone's gonna be like, yeah, I want to stay at a stranger's house with them in it,
right?
And there's no locked door. There's just like, yeah, now everyone's like super wary, you know?
Right.
It's funny, a couple days ago, I was at like Walgreens, and a kid was just like, you know, like super tall. Not even a kid. I'm just like, I'm in my mid 30s, so. everyone who kind of looks younger than me is just a child.
Right. Yeah,
now.
if you're 5 years or more younger than your kid.
Yeah. If you look like you're under 30, you're a kid. Yeah. He was in the Walgreens and he was just like asking people like, "Hey, can you call me an Uber? I'll give you cash. I lost my phone. Like I just got like jacked and all that stuff." And some people were like, obviously they're like, "Oh no, they track your phones or whatever.
Right.
They do all this stuff." And guy was like, "Come on, man. Like I know how Uber works." And then like I was like, I'm in the other aisle, and I was like, I like closed my eyes. I was like, I just know this kid is gonna ask me.
Right.
So he comes over to my aisle, and he's like, "Hey, man," and I tell him, I was like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I don't use Uber," which is true. I don't use Uber. I kind of like, I would rather call a taxi. I'm just super wary of things like, oh, let me summon a stranger from my phone to hopefully take me home.
I hope it's safer than that, but yeah, I understand.
At least a taxi, the guy has a medallion. If something happens, I could fuck up his medallion. And I know those medallions are super hard to get, right? Or whatever, those are like, I gotta call somebody. There's a call record. If I get murdered, at least the police will go to that record. And
right. Yep.
Whatever, and so, but then again, I was like, it was super stupid of me. I was like, "Hey kid, where do you need to go? I can drive you there. If it's not too far,
right.
I can take you there." And he's like, "Oh, for real, And I was like, "Yeah, just wait outside for me." And I was like, "Oh, there's not another exit." No, I was kidding. I was like, "Wait outside for me, and I'll take you." And he's like, it was like only like maybe like half a mile away. Or like a mile away or something, but it's like really cold right now,
Right.
And the kid was wearing like a Nike Tech Fit and a sweatpants, and I was like, "Dude, you're not gonna." And like the area that we live in Vegas is still developing,
right?
So not a lot of sidewalks, a lot of dirt.
Yes.
Right, and I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're wearing even socks and sandals. And rocks will get in there, and then like you got to stop every few seconds and
shake them out. Yep.
Yeah, now that 30 to 40-minute walk is becoming an hour 15. So I take the kid to like. Thankfully, his car was actually at the gas station. It looked fucked up. The kid gives me $40. He's like, "Hey, here you go, man. Thanks for that." I know it's like hard to like help people. Strangers, especially. The kid was super tall. He's like 6'5". I was like, I hope this guy's playing basketball. Like, because in my head, I'm like, all that.
I'll give you a ride if you help me with my jump shot.
I'm like, all that height, would be wasted if you're not playing a sport, But yeah, and it's like, Vegas is a big, small city.
Right, yes.
Yeah, and it's still growing. Obviously, there's like been this boom for like the last, 18 years. But it's still like, you still can run into people that like just know people that
Right. Yep.
And I was like, that's my good deed for the week.
Karma points. Check.
Well, yeah. I try to tell the kids like, hey, you don't have to give me money. Don't worry about it. And he's like, nah, man, I feel bad. The kid pulled out like a stat, like a $2 to $3 grand.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, okay, what are you doing here? Want to give me a rack? But yeah, man, sometimes you can still catch small town like goodness even in like big places. It's a lot harder nowadays.
Right.
I did debate telling the kid, I was like, "Hey man, just let you know I have a piece on me." Which I don't have a gun. Guns are fun though. I want to get one, but I don't know if I trust myself. I'm just kidding. But yeah,
if you're thinking about getting one, you probably should get one soon because who knows how long you'll be able to get them.
All right, I don't know, man. It's either that or I start sharpening up my katana skills and my nunchucks.
Right.
Because sometimes during the zombie apocalypse, you want something silent. Maybe get a.
It's true. How many bullets can you carry? And you can carry a sword forever.
As long as you carry a whetstone, because you still got to sharpen it, guys.
Right, yeah.
That, maybe like a bow and arrow, or like a what's it called, a hunting, or a crossbow.
Right, yeah, you fire a bullet, it's done, but you could shoot an arrow and go get it.
It depends on the rules of the apocalypse when it happens.
Yeah, it's true.
Really, like, what zombie world do you really want to live in, The Walking Dead is probably like your best case scenario. I don't want the things that happen there, you know, because then like I think if you die, you just become a zombie. There's something in the air. Maybe I forgot. I only watched season 3.
Did I? They didn't tell you.
Yeah.
In season 3.
Yeah, I never got past season 3. I was like, oh, they killed Herschel. All right, whatever, man. I don't want to watch this anymore. I was like, damn, you already made my boy. Now you behead him? I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore. I already read the comics, whatever. It like veered severely off book.
It did. At one point, it was just kind of doo.
Yeah, because I don't know. But let's get to our ranking system and just let you guys know. Make sure to check out our other months. We got other available months out there, like Nicolas Cage month.
Oh, yeah, we do. And we throw Nicolas Cage into like whenever we can. Like we did a Puppets month, so we threw Nicolas Cage with Willy's Wonderland into that month.
We also have what is called a Lovecraft month, where he was in Color of Space.
Yep.
And and right now, like we've said in the past before, there's a Cageaissance happening. You know what I'm saying? He's coming out with hits, guys.
I actually just recently saw Renfield and was surprised how enjoyable that movie was.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet, but I heard that movie is gory.
It's Tarantino gory.
Yeah, yeah, especially because you got Beast in there.
Oh right, I just recently watched
Nicholas Hoult. That's his name. Menu?
Warm Bodies.
Oh, Warm Bodies.
And he's the
zombie
that comes back in that one. I forgot he was Beast. You're right.
But we have we do our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD, Blu-ray, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where are you at for this one?
It's a fun one that like to occasionally watch. I don't know if this is going into like the
Christmas rotation,
every year rotation, but definitely if somebody was like, "Hey, is Nick Cage in a Christmas movie?" I'd be like, "Yeah,
yes, he is." So, the Family Man.
So maybe just DVD.
Oh yeah. I think for me, it's a little long. I gotta say, like the humor is pretty outdated at this point.
A little, yeah.
If you don't know,
I think some of the jokes were nostalgic to me because this was my heyday of
slapstick type of comedy and all that stuff. Slapstick at this point was already going out of style anyway,
right?
But I think for me it's gonna be a Stream It. It's just like if you don't know who Jon Lovitz is, he's just like a creepy meatball looking dude to you.
Yes, if you did not know Jon Lovitz from the past and then you just catch him in like some movie, you're like, who was doing casting? Why did they give this role to this person?
This dude looks like a booger. You know what I mean? Like John. But the thing is, I love Jon Lovitz like as like his comedy presence. It's so deadpan. It's very like Aubrey Plaza style of comedy. It's very like monotonous.
Right. Yeah.
But you gotta know him before you watch. Like you gotta catch him in small things before you watch anything with him like in a major.
Right. Because it's like it's overwhelming if you're not familiar with his
style. Of comedy. Man, when's the last time anyone's brought up The Critic? You know what I mean? Yeah, see, like I grew up on The Critic too, so I recognize his voice, and then when I saw him in other things, it's like, oh, okay, you know, like the Wedding Singer. Oh my God, he's losing his mind.
But that's like I feel like he's perfect in that kind of part where he's like that little like singing nemesis that isn't the key role in the.
Yeah, like very like another good example is like Sacha Baron Cohen, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kind of like I could watch his movies like once, but like that's enough. Like freaking what was it, Borat?
Right, Bruno.
But then when he was in Talladega Nights.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, Ricky Bobby.
Yes,
I will beat you. I am from Formula. Yeah, you know, like I love. Some people are so much better at like supporting cast members because then you really get to do like little micro dosing of them.
Right, yeah.
And I think Jon Lovitz is definitely in that category.
Yeah.
I need you in small doses, John. All right, you're gonna come into this movie. Like if I was the director, like, you're gonna come into this movie. You're gonna do a solid 25 minutes of screen time, sparse throughout this movie. You're gonna be the teacher, John. You're gonna doll out some little tidbits of wisdom, and then you're gonna disappear from the screen.
Right. Yeah. We didn't write you any lines. You're just gonna walk on and improv it, and then it'll be gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what the scene is. I'm gonna tell you what this, and then you just go with it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could write anything that's gonna come out of that mouth than what you can come out with. All right, John? A solid 25. All right? I don't know why I'm doing that, boy. As a director, I don't think I've heard a director speak like that. But
I thought it was Spielberg. I don't know. It's
that voice strictly does mob movies. Yeah, he's like, he got out.
Scorsese. There we go.
He got out of the family, and he's like, I got to make some movies. There's some things in my day that you've seen. I've seen a dude pop a testicle. My God. I never knew you could squeeze a ball sack like that and it would pop out. And you gotta mix a little edges, like when you suck on a bubble ball too much and it shoots the back of your throat. That's what I do to these women. That guy's only making mob movies. Oh man! All right, well, we want to thank you guys for joining us. We always enjoy doing these movies because we get to sort of delve into like movies maybe we might have never watched in the first place.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that like I didn't ever see this because like this would with Dana Carvey and Nicolas Cage just totally seems like something that I would have seen in the theater.
Right, or maybe even at least even that, or even just at the VHS shop, you've seen the title,
right?
You see the movie, the box art for it. You're like, oh, Nicolas Cage is in a Christmas movie with Dana Carvey.
Yeah,
and my favorite actor, Jon Lovitz.
I feel like it must have come out around the same time as other bigger movies.
I mean, Jurassic Park. Is that 94?
94 would have been like. Twins maybe or like
I like that Twins is your standard for big movies.
Kindergarten Cop maybe around that time.
Oh, so like 93 was Jurassic Park.
Okay.
So like yeah, it's like around that same time, you know, same time frame and all that stuff. Like oh, let's look at Blockbuster movies 1994. Oh, Forrest Gump.
Oh, Forrest Gump, Shadow. I did see that.
Little Giants. Interview with the Vampire.
The Crow.
Yeah, there was some heavy. It Could Happen to You, which is I think one of
Oh, that was the one about. I did see that one in the theater.
Is that that's a lottery one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that, and that. The
Killers,
Mask.
Mask.
My
Stargate.
Gosh.
Yeah.
It Could Happen to You is the movie that let me know that my money changes people.
Right. Yep.
Especially women. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, yeah, there was a lot of Monkey Trouble. Oh, Street Fighter.
True Lies. Yeah, there was
alumni JCVD. Speed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Speed, Colby. I own that on VHS. Did you like Natural Born Killers?
I watched it. I didn't love it.
Yeah, I watched that. Oh, Baby's Day Out, but I watched.
And I actually only saw. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I watched it and it felt like a movie I was going to enjoy, but I was like, whatever.
I've only seen it once, and I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I should watch it again because I don't even really remember what.
Yeah, you could save yourself the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I watched it probably maybe a couple years ago. I rewatched it because I was Time Cop also came out. You got to see Mia Savari's boobs in that movie. God, so fine. Jesus, ever since Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I was like, I gotta take a gander at those. She was so pretty. She's still so pretty now. We talked about this on another episode. I remember that, and I was like, "Let's look her up today." And she's like, "Wow, she still looks good."
Yes, yeah.
She's like that Montreal French.
I don't even know what that means.
There's a lot of French people in Montreal.
Oh, okay.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out all of our socials.
Our Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, our TikTok.
Yep. I mean, for the month of Christmas, we're going to be recommending one Christmas movie a day.
Yeah, and I'm like, you should have already been watching it for the last 25 days or whatever.
Yeah. Colby, you know, for some people, they can't watch Christmas movies until after Thanksgiving.
That is true.
Just like your pumpkin roll.
Right, yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out who does the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and her Bandcamp is down below.
Thank you.